Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Drones are slowly buzzing their way into the hands of law enforcement and first responders, and the technology is now being used to solve crimes and save lives.
As agencies learn more and more about these camera-equipped flying machines, drones are expected to be the future for many companies. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick is going into the drone zone.
3, 2, 1, take off. It's not a bird or a plane or even Superman. It's a drone, a remote-controlled flying machine that's quickly becoming an essential tool for first responders.
This is the way to go.
Southern Manatee Fire Rescue District has a pair of drones, originally purchased to use on hazardous material scenes.
We can read in real time what the meter says. It'll tell us what kind of gas is present.
Sending a drone into the potentially dangerous scenario instead of a firefighter. But since then, the department has found boundless uses.
Its capability using the thermal imaging equipment so you can pick up people, heat signatures at nighttime looking for people that are lost in the woods, stuff like that, or even looking for a hidden fire.
For example, this pair of drones came in handy when a sulfur fire broke out at Port Manatee. This infrared drone footage captured during the fire shows where the hot spots are, something that's hard to see with the naked eye.
They can see in real time, just from the monitor up here, what the drone's able to see.
And this tool's usefulness doesn't stop there for Southern Manatee Fire Rescue.
If we had somebody that was out in the water drowning and it was a great distance and you didn't have a boat to deploy, you could actually deploy the drone with a life preserver and drop it to them.
Some local law enforcement agencies are working on getting their own drones.
The average cost of a manned aircraft as a helicopter on a scene is about $700 an hour. And some studies were done that showed that operating an unmanned aircraft like this is about $3.75 an hour.
For now, they're using the fire departments.
We've already had missions with them on SWAT incidences before they put their people in harm's way. They wanted us to actually look at the building from backside, different angles.
Drones were extremely useful in the aftermath of Hurricane Irma. For example, they were flown across each and every one of our Suncoast bridges to make sure they were still structurally sound.
Even Florida Power and Light used the drones to restore power. 1,300 flights taking off across the state in the aftermath of Hurricane Irma.
After a storm, we use drones to give us sight on what the equipment looks like, if there's any damage. So it takes our eyes from the ground and puts them up into the sky.
And expedites the process.
It goes into areas that are inaccessible, that our crews would not be able to get to quickly.
It also ensures that FPL employees aren't going into a dangerous situation.
We also use these drones for everyday use, to check on the solar panels that we have throughout the state, to also check our equipment to see if there are any issues that we can prevent. We use the drone to survey manatees that are near 2 of our power plants.
Speaking of animals, drones help them too. WRA Engineering uses the technology to monitor Suncoast wetlands and survey the wildlife like bald eagles.
We can identify where there are invasive plant species, and it helps us to get our contractors out to be able to treat those so they don't become a problem.
Showing engineers an entire area of land at once, an otherwise impossible view. For example, this 8 acres near Nathan Benderson Park, just across Cattleman Road.
We're taking GPS coordinates of each tree that we plant, and then over time, every year, we're able to fly a new aerial to the resolution to be able to see if those trees are still surviving.
With just about every mitigation project site, we try to use it. It every once in a while can be used as a good backup for if we miss something, maybe the drone catches it. So we try to use it as much as possible.
The possibilities are endless, from patrolling beaches for sharks to scanning a crime scene for survivors. And those who use drones say,
It is the future.
Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And here at ABC 7, we have our own drone that we use to gather news. It was used in the making of this story and in the aftermath of Hurricane Irma. We plan to continue to use this newest technology on breaking news scenes in the aftermath of natural disasters and whenever we can to help show you what's happening where you live.